My wife wanted to renegotiate our marriage. My terms made her terminate everything. My counterproposal left her speechless. Update 1. My wife sat me down last Tuesday with a notebook, a pen, and the kind of serious expression you'd expect from a corporate executive about to deliver quarterly projections. What she said next would completely destroy our marriage, but not in the way she expected. "We need to talk about renegotiating our marriage contract," she announced, opening her notebook like she was chairing a board meeting. I almost laughed, thinking she was joking. The dead serious look in her eyes told me otherwise. For 8 years we built what I thought was a solid partnership. We shared responsibilities, supported each other's goals and handled conflicts like adults. Sure, we weren't perfect, but we worked. At least I thought we did. Over the past few months, she'd been spending hours watching videos about relationship empowerment and marriage upgrades. She joined online groups where women discussed leveling up their relationships and demanding better terms from their husbands. I noticed her becoming more critical, more demanding, but I figured it was just a phase. I was wrong. "I've been doing research," she continued, flipping through pages of handwritten notes. "I've learned that I've been undervaluing myself in this relationship. I need to renegotiate our terms because I've evolved as a person, and I deserve better conditions." The way she spoke made my skin crawl. Marriage isn't a business contract you can just rewrite when you feel like getting a better deal, but she was treating it exactly like that. "What kind of terms are we talking about?" I asked, keeping my voice steady despite the alarm bells going off in my head. She smiled, clearly pleased that I was engaging with her corporate approach. "I'm glad you're being reasonable about this. I've prepared a comprehensive list of adjustments that need to be made for our partnership to continue successfully." Partnership. She actually called our marriage a partnership, like we were discussing a merger between two companies. "I've realized that I bring significant value to this relationship," she said, tapping her pen against the notebook. "My research shows that wives like me are severely undercompensated for what we contribute. It's time to correct that imbalance." The confidence in her voice was staggering. She genuinely believed she was being generous by giving me the opportunity to meet her new standards, like I should be grateful for the chance to prove I deserve to keep her. "I've scheduled us for a proper discussion this Saturday," she announced. "I'll present my requirements then. You'll have time to consider them and we can finalize the new arrangement." She stood up, closing her notebook with a satisfied snap. "I think you'll find my terms are very reasonable once you understand the market research I've done." Market research on our marriage. As she walked away, I sat there processing what had just happened. My wife had just informed me that she was planning to renegotiate our marriage like a business contract. She'd spent weeks researching how to extract more value from our relationship, and now she was ready to present her demands. The woman I'd married 8 years ago would never have approached our relationship this way. That woman understood that marriage was about mutual respect, compromise, and building something together. This woman saw marriage as a transaction where she needed to maximize her returns. I had 4 days to prepare for her presentation. 4 days to decide how I was going to respond to whatever demands she'd cooked up. She clearly expected me to cave to her requirements, to accept whatever terms she laid out, because she believed I couldn't bear to lose her. She was about to learn just how wrong she was. Saturday couldn't come fast enough. I was genuinely curious to see what kind of deal she thought she could force me to accept. More importantly, I was looking forward to showing her exactly what happens when you try to treat marriage like a business negotiation. If she wanted to play corporate games, I was ready to show her how real negotiations work. Saturday arrived and she transformed our dining room into what looked like a conference room. She had printed documents, charts and even a small presentation easel. I walked in to find her sitting at the head of our table, wearing a blazer like she was about to pitch investors. "Thank you for making time for this important discussion," she began, gesturing for me to sit across from her. "I've prepared a comprehensive analysis of our current arrangement, and identified key areas that require immediate adjustment." She handed me a typed document titled Marriage Partnership Restructuring Proposal. I couldn't believe what I was reading. "Let's start with domestic labor distribution," she announced, pointing to a pie chart. "Currently we split household responsibilities roughly 50-50. My research indicates this is inequitable given my additional emotional and administrative contributions to our household." She flipped to the next page. "Going forward you'll handle 70% of all domestic tasks. This includes cooking, cleaning, laundry and maintenance. I'll focus on higher-level strategic planning for our household." Higher-level strategic planning. She was actually trying to rebrand doing less work as having more important responsibilities. "Next we have financial management," she continued, completely oblivious to my growing disbelief. "I'll be taking full control of our joint accounts and financial decisions. You can keep your personal checking account for small purchases, but all major spending requires my approval." The audacity was breathtaking. She wanted complete control over money I earned while contributing less to actually maintaining our home. "Social obligations represent another area requiring adjustment," she said, flipping through her notes. "You'll attend all events with my friends and their partners. No more declining invitations or showing up late. These relationships are important for my personal growth and our social standing." I'd always been selective about social events, preferring smaller gatherings to large parties. Apparently my preferences no longer mattered. "Personal space and autonomy," she announced, highlighting sections of her document. "I require 4 nights per week of uninterrupted personal time. You can occupy yourself elsewhere during these periods. I also need the master bedroom redesigned to better reflect my aesthetic preferences. 4 nights a week." She wanted me out of my own house more than half the time so she could have me time. Finally, intimacy guidelines, she said, her voice taking on a clinical tone that made my stomach turn. Physical intimacy will occur according to my schedule and preferences only. No pressure, no expectations, no discussions about frequency. I'll communicate my availability as appropriate. Now you can watch the second part by pressing share and more.